How's it going, guys? Hero Duelist here, and today I got you a double OTS first place Prank Kids deck profile featuring Steve. He took it all, both tournaments. Let's talk about that. Let's go, guys. Hero Duelist here, and today we got
Steven.
What'd you do today, buddy?
I won 2 OTSs in a row with Prank Kids.
Let's talk about that.
So deck's pretty standard, there's only a few interesting choices, so 3 of each of the Prank Kids. The deck is inconsistent, so you have to max out on everything, so you don't have that many flex spots. One of the flex spots you main 3 Denko. So the mentality with this is if you go first, then you just win. And against other Dragon boards and other decks that make big boards, I think hand traps aren't that strong. So I'd rather just play cards that auto-win against the other half of the meta, which is all control. I dropped both these in the finals in both tournaments, and then you just auto-win. And again, matchups to the dead against, there's a lot of ways where you can just follow them out with the Roxys, so it's not too bad if you hard draw them then. And 3 Veiler, this is kind of another flex spot. I was playing Call by the Grave yesterday, but I moved to the side. I just want to have a little bit more chance in the event that a combo deck bricks. And it's not bad against other decks game 1 before they decide into generate cards, just to slow them down a bit. But the Denkos and Veilers are up to you, but right now Denkos just auto-win half the time. And then the Veilers are whatever. 3 House, Terraformings, the 8 Fusions. I was playing 2 of this and 3 of this at a point, because this lets you make Toad and this doesn't. But there's a lot of extenders where you have to do, where if you open one Prank Kid and the Pranks or an Instant Fusion, where if you have this, you can't full combo, but if you have this, you can. And the deck's solid enough that I don't think you need to end with Toad to win. So those are the issues that are fine there. And so just because Invocation can't fuse from field is why you play less of it. 3 Pranks, this card is absolutely insane. The biggest thing is this card in the grind game is just +1 every turn. It lets you play into grind games. It also combo starter, which is great, but the MVP of this was just drawing every turn. There's a point where I was playing against Danger Thunder Dragons. I had 2 Gammas, 2 Veilers, looking Borolo Colossus, and I was just able to stall. And because of +1 every turn, I was able to eventually break his ward and win off that. 3 Instant Fusions Extenders, also really good because it's a really good recovery play, because it lets you summon the rock without investing anything into it, and then you immediately revive 2. And it's always really good when you're reviving the links. Early on. 2 Desires, I hate this card as much as I love it. You lose so much. You're playing 3 of everything, but you go through your deck so quickly. So if you banish a lot of them, it's just you can't play for the grind game. But it adds consistency. And game 2 and 3 is when you're going second. Against a lot of decks, you don't want to give them that many turns, and it's just you have to Desires and push for game against these soul control decks, because if you're not, you're losing. I was considering putting this up to 3 because I brick a lot. But it's just such a rough card. I slide these out a lot going first. Going second, I just use it to push more. And also, you can always banish them off Roxy's like every other deck card. And then the one plan, a lot of people play 2. I don't like 2. This is a Garnet. Doesn't do anything when you draw it. It's super good, obviously, in another scenario. Ideally, you'd want 1 in the grave and 1 on the board, but at some point, they're going to clear it. And in the matchups where you don't need this on the board to link summon, you just send it to the grave and it's just a refuel for everything. And a lot of people don't respect it and don't realize it's coming, so you can just burn for damage, have battles that shouldn't be 1-1 because they just crash into monsters that can't battle. Extra deck, 3 of this thing. I link 1 into the next one a lot, especially if this gets Veiler and Permanence. You need to link into the next one so at least you can use a Tribute effect. You just cycle through them a lot, need 3 of it. 2 of this. This card's really good. If you have to play under Gozen or Rivalry, you always do it under Fire, because there's a Fire Fusion and Link, which is the only attribute that's like that, and Pranks. And the Pranks itself is also, from the token, is Fire. But other than that, you're always ending with this and just adding it back. Also, it's really good when you fuse and then add special this off this. You always want a special that links off the fusion. Well, not always, but a lot of times you want a special that links off the fusions, because it makes it easier to link plan, because then you're getting essentially 2 for 1. 2 Rocket, 2 Washer. I don't have room for 3 of this. If you're managing your resources, it's fine. A lot of times, if I instant fusion, I'll just go with this. Otherwise, it's fine. They don't come up too much. This card is super good, especially the short battle effect. It lets you grind, and you can play for time a lot. Not to say stall, but the games are gonna the games are gonna go.
To say stall, but
the games are gonna go long for us.
And if it happens, it happens.
Basically, if it happens, it happens. So it's really good for us for winning in that regard.
It's stalling again.
1 each of these. You don't need more of this. And then each of the Borolos. This obviously pushes for damage really well. This needs to clear, take above people's Boroloads, take Colossuses, take Boroloads, and then take Boroloads off the Colossuses. And yeah, it's a really silly card. I've had my Boroload taken by another Boroload way too many times in the last 2 days. It's like I forget who owns it. The one toad, this is really standard. And then the $1, this card's so good. I almost blind make it nowadays because it's just so silly. Because like it's all shuts down Danger Thunder Dragons, shuts down any of the danger decks, shuts down the mirror, and then even against like Strike Strikers. Sound Mangrade's super good against. Sky Strikers is even like the hits the field spell, hits the fusion. That's enough a lot of times. And like if you're backing this up with the Regeki, you're probably winning the game.
That's super relevant.
I still blind make the toad, but other times it's good to make the Dweller when it comes up. 3 Gammas and the driver. It's the best hand trap. I think Thunder Dragons plays through hand traps way too easy, so I guess you have to play this. No reason why I play Ash or Veiler over anything else in the main is because it can't be chain blocked, so I think it's the most relevant against this. The one game I played, this also let me live 2 turns in a row by resolving 2 Gammas, so I guess that's relevant in a sense. 3 Droll, don't size anything other than danger decks because that's the only thing that you really care about advantage. 2 Kaijus, I'm not really sure about this, but it's just a kind of another throne for back row decks that don't necessarily have back row that are traps. So against Striker, it's really good. You just drop it and you can go through your combo. Against Salmon Gates, it's okay. I semi-side in sometimes. That's how I feel. And against like smaller like pendulums or stuff, this is all still good.
Like Kaiju Striker and then like Harpy's Feather Duster them.
Yeah, it just turns off the Striker for a bit. And like if you're going to Harpy's Feather Duster them and they have the field spell, you put that there and you make this so the Heavy Storm and the Washer, and you attack with the Washer, and then you chain this. Like you should have buff by field spell, obviously, so you don't just die. But you chain this and you nuke the back row on the field spell, and because you're attacking, they can't activate the field spell.
That's messed up, dude.
And like there's other, you can block a lot of stuff with this.
Big brain plays.
3 Callback Grave. I was maining these, but I think I can play through most hand traps really easy. And if people are opening a bunch of hand traps where I can't play through it, they're not playing the game easy, or either. So just these are in the size for when I need to go first, and there's dead cards like the Veil or the Denko. Generally, you don't need both of them in the matchup, so you just take whichever one out for this, and it helps you combo off a bit better. And then 3 Reboot, 2nd Denko. You flip this against half the decks in the meta, and you just win. So obviously that's fair gameplay right there. Overall, deck's really good. There are a lot of variations with the initial combo you have to start up with, but it's just the amount of advantage you gain, and the fact that you can always dig through your deck with Roxy's lets you dig into cards like this and the Denko. There's so many times where I don't have the Denko on turn 1, and then I just Roxy once on your turn 1, some on my turn, pranks, draw. That's 3 extra draws. They're all summoned from the deck, so there's nothing really the dead draw, and you're eventually digging for good cards. So yeah, really happy with this. 2 maps is nice as well.
Thanks so much for watching this double OTS first place Prank Kids deck profile. Shoutouts to Steve for the profile. Like, comment, subscribe, share for more. Our Twitch is twitch.tv/SpacePantherSupreme. Have a fantastic night and stay frosty, my friends.